So in this short video, I'm going to show you how to install a 20-inch light strip from precisionled.com into the trunk of a 2013 Hyundai Accent. So to wire this in, here's what you're going to need. A 20-inch LED light strip from Precision LED. This comes in one long piece and I've already cut it in half, but the 20-inch one, these are cool white. It also comes with this bulb adapter, which is how you get power to the light strip. It actually just replaces the bulb in the original trunk light housing. You need a pair of wire crimpers, some 18-gauge wire, 1/4-inch grommets, 2 pieces of shrink wrap tubing that are big enough to go over the end of the LED light strip, a couple of quick disconnects. I'm going to use these so I don't have to do any soldering in the trunk, some solder, and a soldering iron. To give a little bit more room, I'm going to take off the top cover here just to get it out of the way. 2 little hooks, and then it just pulls right out. So to basically get one strip under here and then the other strip under here, you need to run the wire down around underneath this back trim and up to the other side. So the first step after clearing out the whole trunk and putting the seats back to get some work is to pop out this trim piece here. Getting this trim piece out is pretty easy. Just pull up to snap it loose and then push up on each side until it pops out. There you go. The only other trim you need to remove are the 2 side pieces. You don't really have to get it out all the way. You can see I've done this one already and there's plenty of room to get back in there and work on it. So the way you get those out is there's one screw here and there's one screw here. You take those out and then I'll show you over here, you pull the weather stripping back a little bit and then just get your fingers underneath and pull. And you'll see that there's some blue pop connectors that basically hold it in place. And I actually broke one pulling it out, so I'll probably make a trip tomorrow to the Hyundai dealer to get a replacement. But just with that little pull, that'll basically get you enough room to do all the wire running that you need to do. So this is how the wires basically get run. So you're going to run one set up through this opening here, and that's going to connect to one end of the LED light strip and eventually go through a grommet that I'm going to drill right here. You run that wire all the way down the back along here. And you can see where I have the butt connectors, so I can basically get the 2 pieces in without having to solder in the car. And then the wire runs all the way around, up this side to here, and then I'll eventually drill a little hole here, fish the wires out, and that'll be where the other light strip is. You want to have these little connectors here so you can basically pull these lines apart, feed them through the grommet, back down and make the connection right here. When all the soldering is done and you've tested, you're going to wind up with one light that has the original end from Precision LED on it. That goes into the old trunk light. And the other end, which is the wire you soldered on with the quick connects. And then the piece for the passenger side is over here, also wired in with the quick disconnects and heat shrink tubing just to protect it. This is what it looks like in the car before it's all wired in, just checking to make sure all the soldering and everything is good. You can see here the little bulb adapter is what's giving it the power, which feeds down to the first strip of lights, right? And then these are the leads that I soldered on. There's the little connectors in the middle, and then it leads over to the other strip. This is the hole on the passenger side. You only need one hole on the passenger side to feed the wires. Basically drill a hole, clean it up with a knife, and then stick the grommet in. So here's the first strip installed. It's kind of blindingly bright. Basically it's stuck on. The light is put back with the cable running in. This is the feed to the light for power through this grommet, which you can't see. And then this is the other grommet that leads the wire to the other light, which is now coming out the back. And this is a shot of the wires all nicely kind of tucked away, just using a little bit of gaffer tape to hold them in place. And that completes the driver's side. Once you've got the other side run through and the wires down, just connect the 2 plugs Stick a little bit of electrical tape on it to keep it nice and secure. And then all you need to do is basically gaffer tape this down, bundle up the extra wire that you've got and tuck it nicely under here with a little bit of tape, and stick that on. This is the passenger side done. You can see the wiring running in the back, taped, and then all the extras bunched up way in the back there so that the panel will go on. And then more wiring, and then a little bit more gaffer tape to keep it in place. I had quite a bit of extra wire left over, so it's tucked way in the back to make sure the panel will close properly. In hindsight, probably could have used a little less wire, but better to have too much than have to start over because it's too short. And this is what it looks like when it's all complete. Everything put back together. Looks pretty good and a lot better than the one dim bulb that comes with the car.